Yeah, it's way past 6, and we're not technically prepping for any Dungeons and Dragons. I mean, more like prepping in a long-term prepping kind of way. I'm in a very precarious position where I have a light balancing on top of my monitor and a razor blade. It's going to be crazy today. Hopefully we don't make it onto any kind of blooper reels for, you know, injuries and whatnot. Lamp falling down, launching razor blade into eyeball. I don't know. I watched all the Final Destination movies and I DM a lot, so I think about this stuff all the time. Anyways, so Nord Games, they're the ones that make the critical hit cards, the critical fumble cards, the treasure cards that I like to use all the time. I reached out to them for Extra Life last year. They donated some swag that we gave out to people. It was very cool. And now they sent me a big box of cards to use and take a look at because I told them that I love Foundry, but I'm a little sad that all my cool Nord Games cards are stuck over in Roll20. But if I had some physical copies, I could, you know, use them in real life, and then also just deal them out on my desk while I'm playing some D&D. So yeah. So I guess what I'm saying is we were already partnered with The-Forge VTT, which is awesome. But Nord Games is actually a real sponsor and stuff. So that's pretty neat. We even got like a link now that if you follow that link, it makes Nord Games think that we're cool, and that's pretty neat. All right, so what we're going to try to do today is I set up a desk camera, which also required me to clean my desk. So when you see the shape that my desk is in, understand that I cleaned it first, so that you know that maybe the desk was in really bad shape beforehand. All right, so I'm going to switch to the desk camera, and we're going to see what happens. Again, all of this is just like mousetrap, jury rigged together. I didn't want to buy another camera unless I was sure that I liked it, so I'm kind of running this as like a proof of concept with like a desk lamp and an iPhone for a camera. But we are going to open up these packs of cards and take a look at them and figure out if they would be useful for our games or not. So, I don't know. I thought that'd be kind of neat. Let's switch over to the desktop. Hey, there's my desk. Alright, cool. So, yeah. Alright, there's my desk. Nice. Okay. It is essentially a Rube Goldberg machine. You don't understand. I feel like I'm in a Saw movie right now. It's real bad. Okay. So, they sent me a big-ass box of cards. Like, cards, just so many cards. What's crazy is this isn't even all the cards in their line. They did send me digital copies of the cards too, which is fantastic. So I already had the critical hit cards, which I loved, but after 2+ years of murdering people with these cards, I had to call it quits. I just had too much murder, like, on my soul, I guess. But they're beautiful cards. I even, like, sleeved them in case, you know, there was blood in real life. I don't know. You know how dirty D&D tables can get. Come on now. Anyways, so I already had those, but now they sent a bunch of other stuff. So they sent some treasure cards, which are fantastic. And they sent, fortune cards, which I want to take a look at because I think we could modify the Giphy system with these fortune cards. And objects of intrigue, which is kind of like random encounters, but it's more like random descriptions for your dungeon. So if you're feeling like really tired and need to describe what's going on in your dungeon, I'm hoping that these will help me bullshit better when I'm describing dungeons. So my Wednesday DM wouldn't need anything like that. He is a master of improvisation and bullshit, so he's probably not going to have any interest in that. And trap cards, because 5e has, in my opinion, a drought of good traps, and I don't like designing traps, honestly, and I think traps are kind of, you know, whatever. So I would love somebody else to tell me what the trap is randomly, and they're also scaled by level. So that's kind of cool. Alright, so let's crack one of these guys open. We'll do fortune cards first. Here's the deadly razor blade that I described earlier. So hopefully I do not disembowel myself with this. So if I do, Dom is going to finish running all my games. It's in my will, actually. So don't worry. Dom will finish up all of my existing campaigns if something happens to him. Alright, so plastic. I'll just throw this under the desk so Scribbles can eat it. There we go. And let's see what we got. Do you feel lucky? This 50-card deck introduces a new mechanic to 5th edition, Luck. Good luck cards give players a stroke of luck to use later in the game, but bad luck cards carry a penalty for the DM to use against them. Well, I like that. Other games that have a system similar to this, Hackmaster actually had what was called the coupon system. So all of the books actually came with coupons that you could pay each other with. And if the DM was paid a player coupon, that entitled the DM to use a DM coupon. It was pretty neat. And then 4th edition actually had an entire series of luck cards that I think they were called fate cards, fortune cards, something like that. But anyways, fate and fortune. Let's try to get these open without killing ourselves. Alright. There we go. I don't even mess around trying to like bite the plastic open. It's just razor blades all the way. Razor blades for days. So backs of the cards look pretty good. Cards are pretty stiff. That's good. I think the first card is this card may be handed to the DM at any time for the following benefit: a fortuitous circumstance. This may manifest itself in many ways, including but not limited to double the loot reward. Holy shit. Finding a door or chest unlocked, coming across a broken trap, bumping into someone you were looking for, or any manner of lucky happenstance that helps you during your adventure. Well, shit. Okay, that's pretty cool. Let's see. I think there's 25 of each. So there's bad luck and there's good luck. Look at how ominous the bad luck cards look. It's good. Let's see. So yeah, this is just like the coupon system from Hackmaster. You basically have this coupon, and then you can spend it to cheat, basically. Cheat the game. Let's see what else we got here. This card may be handed to the GM for the following benefit: succeed on an attack roll, period. Okay, that's fucking awesome. This card may be handed to the GM at any time following benefit. Reroll a skill or attack roll. So yeah, in 4th edition, anytime you rolled, I think, a natural 20 or a nat 1, you would draw one of these cards. Or if you got like a nat 1, then the DM would draw a card that they could use against you. And you just like held on to these cards and you just played them as you went through the game. It was actually very fun. It was very board gamey, but it was very fun. I think these are all very strong, stronger than advantage, obviously. So I wonder if you could do like you spend all 3 points of advantage to buy a card, like a draw from the deck. That'd be kind of cool. So I don't know. This card can, let's see, advantage on a skill or attack roll. So that one's not so great. It's just, it's inspiration. This card may be handed to the GM anytime to get a plus 1d4 after making a skill or attack roll. And since that's an unnamed bonus, that would apply to, that would stack with guidance, bardic inspiration, all that good stuff. Let's see, are there any that are completely bananas? Alright, add a d12 after making a skill or an attack roll. That's pretty awesome. Let's see. Turn a successful hit against you into a miss, or a critical hit into a normal hit. That's pretty nice. Nice little safety net there. Automatically succeed at a skill check. Choose your initiative. Well, shit. That's pretty good. Let's see. Oh my god. This card allows you to deal maximum damage on an attack. You deal maximum damage. You hand this card in, you just dealt maximum damage on the attack. That's bananas. Succeed on a saving throw. Advantage on a saving throw. 1d4 on a saving throw. Okay. Don't provoke any opportunity attacks. Oh, wow. You receive maximum amount of healing possible from one source. That's pretty damn. That's clutch. It's clutch. Force an attacker to re-roll an attack against you. Oh, and then we got these fortuitous circumstances where you just say, no, shit actually works out in my favor. And I think 3 out of 25 cards are like that, so that's pretty good. I'm going to say that they're too good to be standard boons in the Giphy system. Maybe, like, add a result to the Giphy boon system that if you get it, you get to draw one of the cards. Alternatively, I would say you could purchase a draw from the deck by spending 3 points of inspiration. I think that'd be kind of cool too. So either way, they're really, really fun. And I don't know. I kind of want to try them out. But obviously, anything like that, you're gonna want to get your players on board for. You don't just spring that on your group after the fact. All right. This card may be played by the GM at any time to cause someone to miss on an attack roll. Force a reroll on a skill or attack roll. That's mean. Disadvantage on an attack roll. A series of banes, all the way up to d12s. Cause somebody to miss, fail a check. Force a player to go last in initiative. Deal minimum damage on the attack. Wow, that's mean. Deal minimum damage on this attack. Let's see. Fail a saving throw. Disadvantage on a saving throw. Negative 1d12 on your saving throw. Minimal healing. And let's see. Just randomly steal one of their things. That's rough. Small item on your person goes missing. Let's see. What else do we got here? Let's see. This card may be played against the DM. You discover your weapon is in disrepair, deals half damage until you tend to it. Next person you interact with takes an irrational disliking to you. And the next enemy you fight will attack you over other targets wherever possible. So these are more on par with like the Giphy consequences. But the fortune cards are phenomenal. I'm not sure when the GM should be allowed to get access to these cards, but I think they provide guidelines here. When a player rolls a 20 on any d20 roll, they draw a good luck card. Yee, that's very generous. When they roll a 1, the DM draws it. So just like the 4th edition system. Okay. I think they're really cool. I'd like to try to get them into a game, so we'll see if anybody's interested in trying that out. Alright, yeah, so that's Fates and Fortunes. If you play Roll20, if you still play Roll20, I believe you could purchase these for like $5, and they're already set up as interactive decks that people can actually keep on their person until they use them. I do miss the Roll20 deck system a lot. The Roll20 deck system was amazing, and I almost wish I had used it more than I did. But, oh well. Let's see. Treasure. Now, here's the thing. I told them that I had the entire treasure line except for the last 2 decks. But I guess I didn't mention that I had them in Roll20. So they sent me like the final 2 treasure cards decks. So levels 13 through 16 and levels 17 through 20. So let's go ahead and take a look at 17 through 20, because I am insanely curious what kind of random yard trash treasure we should be handing out at level 17 to 20. Which I guess I will need this, because Odyssey of the Dragon Lords potentially can go all the way to 20. So let's take a look at it. We're going to crack them open. And again, try not to murder ourselves in the process. Alright. There we go. So let's see. Scribble's food. There we go. Alright, let's see. When a when a roll result is a spell scroll, it is up to the GM to pick the spell. Roll a d8 to determine the spell's class. Okay. And instructions. Reward your players with loot by drawing a card from the deck and then rolling a d12 to determine what treasure they find. Okay. Seems pretty fair. Let's see. It's up to the GM whether the players draw their own cards or the GM draws it for them. Magical items are marked by italics text. Depending on the situation or setting, draw one card or several. Yeah. Cool. All right. And then, I guess, the legalese card. It's kind of terrifying. All right. Let's see. Gorgeous, ancient black dragon, chilling on some treasure. Looks great. Appropriate for 17 through 20. Let's see. What is 17 through 20 loot that we're supposed to be looking at? A pearl and bone drinking stein, filigreed in gold, worth 2,000 gold pieces. A roll of parchment scribed with poetry of sublime skill, or total nonsense, held closed with a green gemstone pendant, 7th level bard scroll, amulet of health. Wow. Okay. I mean, it is level 17 to 20. A finely crafted... I feel like at level 20, you're like, another amulet of health. Okay. I guess. We'll give it to one of the NPCs. A finely crafted piece of parchment with gold lettering, wrapped tightly and held closed with a golden ribbon. 9th level spell scroll. Okay. A massive metal barrel fashioned to look like a crab with mechanical legs. Of course, apparatus of the crab, or Qualish, if you want to give the man his dues. Let's see. What else we got for level 17 yard trash loot? Fine steel scissors inlaid with emeralds worth 2,500. I want those scissors. A rolled up leaf with druidic symbols eaten into it, as if by caterpillars. And armor of living wood. Well, that's dope as hell. This is why I love... Alright, I think we're back online. So, I may have, like, shorted out my internet cable. And I'm trying to replace it. But in the meantime, my internet keeps cutting in and out, and it's really obnoxious. So, sorry about that. Alright, let's keep going. Let's see. But yeah, the point of these cards is that you draw one when you need treasure and you don't have any treasure in mind. Like that's what I use these cards for. Is crap, they found some treasure, they earned some treasure, there's treasure here. The adventure doesn't tell me what the treasure is. I didn't think about the treasure, and so I just draw one of these cards and I get treasure. So I really like them. And again, if you use Roll20, you can pick these up for like $5 a pop from the Roll20 marketplace, and they're automatically set up as cards in your game, which is pretty awesome. If you don't want the actual physical cards and you don't want the Roll20 cards, they have like the PDF versions of them, like that you could print yourself. So I guess you save some money, print them yourself, but then you got to cut them out and put them into sleeves, all that jazz. So I don't know. Overall, I would say that, yeah, they're about as powerful as I thought they would be, without being too powerful, which is good. Let's see. What else we got here? Put these trove cards over here. And let's take a look at objects of intrigue. I guess we'll just go with dungeon. Let's take a look at it. Alright. Let's see. Objects of intrigue. Random dungeon encounter deck. Alright. Now, this is different, these intrigue cards, than their previous encounters. I think the previous encounters are actual monster loadouts that you would run into. So you're like, I'm in a forest, what do they fight? And you draw like a card, and it's like, there's some wolves, because it's a forest, I don't know. But these are actually just scribed with bullshit. Like, magical bullshit. So if you're feeling too tired to bullshit, these cards are here to bullshit for you. So you're in a dungeon, you need to describe something, you draw this card, and what do we got here? We got burned out fire pits. The stale scent of wood smoke makes its way to your nostrils as you move through the halls. And as you follow the smell, you notice a small circle of broken stones surrounding charred wood. A cracked earthenware jug has been tossed into the fire, and it is an alchemy jug. Well, that's pretty nice. A golden amulet is covered by the ash as if hastily hidden. An amulet of health. Wow. A blackened metal bar lies among the ashes, chimes of opening, and a gold-plated lead ring lies in a cracked stone. Ring of 3 wishes, 1 wish remaining. Jesus Christ. That's the first card in the deck? Alright. Okay. Okay. I don't... That's pretty... Wow. Alright. Yeah. Hold on. I'll grab the link. So if you guys do want to check out their site, if you use this link, it makes them happy about me, which makes me happy, which is good. And then maybe eventually we get like enough free stuff we could start like just giving it out on stream and stuff. That'd be cool. Let's see. So we got an old fire pit. Well, I hope to God this old fire pit doesn't have a ring of wishes in it, but let's find out. Closer examination of the pit, the piece of coal reveals something more precious. A large chunk of black onyx, a blackened glass bottle filled with congealed liquid, potion of healing, a piece of jewelry blackened by soot, and a charred 1-inch metal cube, an instant fortress. Holy shit. Are all of these, like, incredibly awesome magical items hidden in random bullshit? Let's see. We got another fire pit here. A piece of burned wood and ash lies on the floor. The smell of smoke lingers around what looks to be an impromptu fire pit. The burned out remains radiate diminishing heat. Multiple sets of footprints in the ash headed off away from the site. Okay. Embers still aglow in the haphazard pile of logs, illuminating splashes of blood around the fire pit. Man, I wish I could, like, DM like this. This is amazing. I think the players are going to know when I'm using these cards, though, because normally I'm like, I don't know, it's a dungeon. It's underground. You just keep going, I guess. I don't know, there's plants growing in the corner. Hey, what's up, man? We're checking out a bunch of loot that got sent over to us by Nord Games. So, it's been pretty neat. I have a desk camera. And the best part about desk camera is once we get it working good, we could paint minis. What? We could hang out and paint minis on stream. It'll be so cool. Look at that little robot. He's so cute. Anyways, yeah. Let's see. Scuffed marks from boots that hastily kicked dirt over the flames. The air is eerily still. Glowing embers easily seen in the dim light. The sound of laughter hangs in the stale air. I feel like each of these just spawned an entire encounter, which is kind of cool when you're trying to bullshit and add content. More fire pits. Are these all fire pits? Let me look through here. Let's see. Fire pit, skull fire pit. Okay, here we go. We got a web cocoon. This is a web cocoon full of insanely powerful magical items. Holy shit. This one has a cubic gate in it. I mean, 1 in 12 chance, but still, holy shit. An orb cocoon. Nice. As you approach the cocoon, it shifts and trembles. A hand flops limply out of the hole, clutching a royal pendant. Oh, that's hype. Character recognizes a symbol on the haft of the axe. A note tied to the axe says, "Beware the fluid in the cocoons, but beware more their maker." Okay. I think I'm more interested in the top parts, but these kind of combine the treasure cards and the, you know, bullshit cards into one thing. But if you are looking for random things to get filled into your dungeon, this is not a bad idea. Bird cage. A small bird cage made from the bone. Oh, wow. Sits on a wooden stool. Gentle chirping can be heard from within, but you're unable to see hide, hair, nor feather of any inhabitant. Oh, that's spoopy. A bottle labeled healing with my thanks. Yeah, that's not going to make players suspicious. Small orb made of thick blue glass, a drift globe. A dagger whose blade glows with a soft green. And a carved serpent pommel. Dagger venom. I like these. These are pretty fun. Alright. What other stuff is in here? Hanging cages, glass cage, a slain warrior, a slain thief, slain adventurer, an angelic shrine. I just love procedural stuff, and I also like cards. So, overall pretty cool. I'm still a little, like, shook that the first card I looked at had a 1 in 12 chance of giving you a Ring of Wishes, but, you know, everything on the cards is optional, so there's that too. Silver pedestal, octagonal pedestal, gilded pedestal, chests, lanterns. Yeah, okay. So pretty cool. And it covers all the different dungeon tropes too, which is interesting. So, for example, we've also got waterways, which sounds extremely interesting. We've got random wilderness encounters that I will for sure use for Paradise Vale. Random underground encounters, which sounds awesome. And let's see, are there any others? Traps. Trap, and random trap generator. Oh my, so this is all traps now. Okay, let's take a look at the traps. Alright. So this is a non-leveled kit right here. It says random trap generator. I have no idea what this means, but I am curious. So let us try to open it again without slicing off our fingers. Here we go. Alright, we'll go ahead and throw this under the table. There we go. And looks like we got double decks in here. So what does it say on the back? Let's see. Endless possibilities. Easily generate ideas for your own traps. This 100-card deck contains 50 triggers and 50 effects. Pull one of each and create a unique trap every time. You know. Which you can then flavor and adjust as you see fit. Alright, well, I can't be too judgmental because I'm really terrible at making traps. I usually just use a rolling boulder trap. I mean, that's my default. I really like rolling boulder traps. So, alright, let's get in there with this blade. Let's see. Oof, alright. It is well sealed. The Vorpal Razor Blade struggled. Alright, so this is the triggers. And then we've got the effects. So we'll open that up. There we go. I wonder if I could put Kingdom Death miniatures together on stream, or if that would be too spicy. Alright, let's take a look. So we draw a trigger, and what do we got here? Unconsciousness is the magical trigger. A creature being unconscious in a particular area triggers this trap. The area could be a room, a collection of rooms, or the entire dungeon. Countermeasures. A successful intelligence arcana check can help a creature detect the trigger based on clues in the area. Successful wisdom perception check or casting detect magic will reveal the trigger. Successful intelligence arcana check or successful dispel magic cast on the trigger will disable it. Okay. And then what happens if you are unconscious in this area? A wild magic surge. Holy shit. When triggered, a surge of chaotic magic fills the area and makes an unexpected effect occur. This effect isn't limited to the options in the table in the wild magic effect in the instruction booklet. Nice. They're basically saying, go get the D10,000 result from the internet. That's what they're basically saying. The trap targets a random creature in its area when triggered. Then roll a 1d10 and consult the table in the wild magic effects. Could you imagine a dungeon where any time a creature drops to 0 health, a wild magic surge randomly triggers on somebody nearby? Not even the person that fell unconscious. That's the trigger to cause this to happen. That actually sounds really cool. That's pretty cool, actually. Alright, let's, I'm gonna jump to the middle of the deck. Let's see another trigger here. What do we got? Tension cable. Mundane trigger, okay. A wire, rope, or other line connects an object to a trap. The trap triggers when the tension cable is pulled or goes slack. Successful wisdom perception check reveals the trigger, and successful dexterity check using these tools will disable it. All right. That's pretty neat. Very basic. I like how they tell you how to deal with the traps, because that's one of the things that people complain about a lot with 5e traps, is that there's just not enough information to go off of. What do we got here? Wall of Force is triggered by a tripwire. Okay. An invisible wall of force appears in the area, becoming a confusing impediment. No shit. The wall of force can appear in any orientation set by the trap's designer, as a horizontal or vertical barrier, or at an angle. See wall of force effect in the instruction booklet for more information. Okay. I will say that we used to play in Season 1 Paradise Vale with a lot of wild magic. Basically, anytime somebody made a nat 20 on a saving throw against a spell, the caster had to roll for Wild Magic Surge. Anytime they made a spell attack and they got a natural 1, they had to do a Wild Magic Surge. It was really, really bad. And we had somebody create a Wall of Force, and this guy, Michael, he was such a good role player that he was like, well, I wouldn't know that there's a wall of force there because it's visible, right? Like, yeah. He's like, well, I'm going to try to attack the guy on the other side of the wall of force. And so he goes to attack the wall of force, and RNGesus was like, there for him. He rolled a nat 1, and then he rolled for he got a fumble, and then the fumble was you deal the damage to yourself, and then we were using like exploding dice in Season 1 also, and he did like, I don't know, 86 damage to himself with one hit because he ricocheted off a wall of force, and he killed himself instantly. It was incredible. Yeah. So, I don't know what the moral of that story is, just that wall of force can be pretty fun. Alright, let's see. Let's make another trap real quick. I'm going to go all the way to the bottom of the deck, and the trigger is opening and closing a chest. That makes sense. Opening or closing a chest triggers the trap. Locating this type of trigger is often difficult because the mechanism can be completely hidden within the chest or part of one or more of the chest's components. I like that attitude. A successful wisdom perception check reveals the trigger, and successful dexterity check using thieves' tools disables it. But you just said they can't see it. Okay. As a DM, I like the idea of not being able to deal with traps. As a person playing a rogue every Wednesday, I don't know. It's whatever. Traps suck. Let's see. When you open the chest, you will be transmuted. When the trap is triggered, it unleashes magic which turns one thing into another. All creatures in the trap's area must make wisdom saving throw. A creature that fails is transformed to a random beast until the effect ends. Or they drop to 0 hit points, or they die. This effect doesn't work on a shape changer or a creature with 0 hit points. See the transformation effect in the instruction booklet for more information. Is a druid a shape changer? I always kind of feel like they are. I don't know. I can't ever remember the official call there, if they count as a shape changer or not. Yeah, true. Honestly, a lot of those traps that are randomly being created, they sound like they came right out of an Acererak dungeon. Acererak is real nuts about traps, and especially like bananas traps that don't make a lot of sense. Um, I'm there for it. That's pretty cool. Oh, apparently there's a giant fold-out instruction manual here, in case we didn't know how to do it. All right, and I tore it because that's what happens with things in the real world. Oh wow. Okay. So they actually have very detailed instructions. This is pretty neat. They have actually very detailed instructions in here for how triggers work, how you can detect them or not. They even have a homebrew spell to assist you in finding traps called a Rune of Detection, a second level abjuration ritual, which is kind of hype. Let's see. Detecting triggers, passive checks. Triggers with a difficult trait require an active check. A passive check is not enough. That's kind of cool. Alright. Yeah. That's pretty neat. Then it gives you advice for how to use Dispel Magic on magical traps, countermeasure DCs based on level and difficulty. Wow. I mean, this is kind of an entire supplement stuffed into a foldout inside a deck of cards. It's pretty neat. Trap creature, recommended CRs, multiple trap targets, and average damage per level. Man, this is good shit. Okay. And then the back here, we've got drops. Drops are like pastries. They come in many shapes, sizes, and fillings. A big open pit is easy to spot, but stepping on the pressure plate causes 4 claps. Okay, and it actually gives you some information about dropping into things. Oh, teleporting pits. Wow. Okay. All right. All those sound pretty cool. Now what I want to do is I want to see... So it's funny that you asked that, KNX. Is casting a spell trigger? I'm sure that is one of the things in here. Is that? But I ran a wild magic dungeon for Scales of War. It was like an optional side dungeon, and it was a wild magic zone. So anytime, anytime they cast a spell, any spell at all, even a cantrip, they would trigger a wild surge, and it was bananas. It was bananas. So, all right. Let's look at the 2 extremes here. We'll look at some level 1 to 4 traps, which I'm sure we all know what these are going to be. Like, you fall in a pit. There's spikes in the pit. See how bad I am at making up traps? I'm like, I don't know, pit? Something. Spikes? Sure. Let's see. Get these open. There we go. I like this though. You see on the front of the cards, like barbarian, right? He's like, "Hey, I'm a barbarian. I'm not high enough in level yet to know about trap senses and shit." And then there's a little tripwire there, and then this lady's like, "No, you idiot!" And he's about to like trigger this trap. I mean, that pretty much encompasses all low-level play, right there. All right, let's see. Open these up. All right. Aging offerings. That's not what I expected to see right away. This is a magical trap. It is a setback that hinders you. Atop a shrine rests a copper bowl filled with gemstones. A creature that removes the offerings from the bowl triggers the trap. The triggering creature must succeed on a DC 10. Aw, DC 10. That's so sweet. Constitution saving throw, or be magically aged 1d10 years. Younger if even, older if odd. Oh shit. Okay. You can be de-aged. Alright. That could be rough. That could be rough. This forceful aging can be undone with remove curse or more powerful magic. A creature can infer the importance of the offerings with successful intelligence religion check. That's nice. And detect magic reveals an aura of necromancy on the bowl. Casting dispel magic on the bowl will disable the trap. Well, bad news bears, because this is level 1 to 4 trap. You don't got no... Well, you know, kobolds actually live like 120 years, right? Like, they have a very long lifespan. But in Aarakocra, there you go. Cadenex knows what's up. In Aarakocra, yeah, he just turns into a fucking egg. Like, he's done. Which would be adorable. Woke Ape in Paradise Vale, they only live 30 years, so they definitely don't want to deal with aging. Alright, then we got magical runes here. Let's see. A rune of detection inscribed on the... yeah, a rune of detection inscribed on the wall, floor, or ceiling. A creature that gets within 20 feet of the rune triggers it. There is Acid Slime Blast. When triggered, the rune activates a hidden nozzle, works for me, which sprays a jet of acid on the triggering creature, and one additional creature within 5 feet of it, and it will be a +5 attack. It'll do 1d6 acid damage, and the attack can't gain advantage or disadvantage. I get it. It's a setback, it's hindering. This shit won't even kill, like, a commoner. I mean, it would have to do max damage to kill a commoner. I hate traps that don't actually kill people. Like, I get, like, aging people and stuff, you know, I guess to be a dick. But if you're gonna do a trap, why not put all the acid in the trap? I don't know. So let's see. Same deal. Wisdom, perception, intelligence, arcana. Oh wow, this is a multi-step process though to get rid of it. I do like that. I do like that there's multi-steps to get rid of the traps. And then of course Dispel Magic will just solve all your problems. Okay. What else we got here? Let's do a non-magical one. Swinging stones. I do like how they're also kind of labeled, right? So you've got, I believe, runes, and then magic. Oh, no, hybrid. Okay, so magic is turquoise, teal. I don't know what color that is. And then non-magic is orange. And then magenta. I might be colorblind. Yeah, anyways. Let's look at swinging stones. 2 large stones are tied to the ceiling, clearly visible to all. Oh, a fun trap. A thin tripwire is stretched across the room, and underneath the stones, let's see. The trap is often used in narrow corridors, making the stones harder to avoid. Okay. A creature that walks through the tripwire triggers the trap. The stones tied to the ceiling swing towards the triggering creature, who must make a DC 10 saving throw. The creature takes 2d6, that's a decent amount, bludgeoning damage on a failed save, or half as much as a successful one. Nice. A successful DC 10 Wisdom Perception check reveals the tripwire. A successful DC 10 Dexterity check using Thieves' Tools will disable it, but a check with a total of 5 or lower will trigger the trap. Alright, I kind of get a feel for these low-level traps. Yeah, they're nice. Let's jump all the way to level 20 traps. Yeah. Also, hold on, I want to see what the insert is for this. Okay. It looks like clarification for some of the more involved traps. And a little wild magic table. Aw, it has its own little wild magic table. In case you don't have access to a thing that's nice. Rolling boulder. Okay, there's a rolling boulder in the level 1 to 4. That's kind of cool. Alright. I didn't think I'd like the trap cards as much as I do. But I'm very happy to have them. Because I guess I'm going to have a lot more traps in my stuff now. Alright, let's jump all the way to level 20 traps. Here we go. Razor blade. Alright, let's see what we got. Yeah, I think this desk camera's working out alright. I mean, I'll get a better / safer setup, because I'm eyeballing that lamp with some fear, because it's going to fall on me any second now. Alright, let's see. But I think this would be kind of cool, because I could maybe even show some of my stuff that I use for IRL D&D. Like, I have a bunch of really neat stuff that I use for IRL D&D that I can't really ever show anybody, because, you know, I don't have a desk camera. Alright, these are traps for levels 17 to 20. So if these traps are not the most redonkulous things I've ever read, alright, let's see what we got here. The Doom Dome. Alright. A magical trap. It is dangerous, but it only subdues. A glyph of warding, Force Cage, okay, we're already off to a good start, is hidden in this chamber, ready to detect the presence of a particular item. Once that item is brought into the chamber, a cage of force traps the creature that has the item. A creature that brings the item into the chamber triggers the trap. The glyph cast Force Cage, creating a prison composed of magical force around the triggering creature. See the spell description for more information. This glyph can be found with a Detect Magic or a successful DC 15 Intelligence investigation check. Man, level 17? Everybody's going to see that right away. What? Alright. Let's see. Once discovered, the glyph can be disabled with a successful DC 15 Arcana check, or with a Dispel Magic. I am not impressed. I am not impressed. Alright. What do we got here? Join me. Alright, that sounds pretty evil. Let's see what we got. Let's see. Hybrid trap. It is dangerous and harmful. The floor on this chamber has a beautiful mosaic of a frog, with a glyph of warding, true polymorph, hidden in the design. Interacting with the corpse. What? Where's the corpse? We got a mosaic. I don't see a corpse. Interact with the bait. The floor of this chamber is a beautiful mosaic of a frog. I guess there's a corpse in this room. Okay. Interacting with the corpse triggers a trap. A successful DC 15 sleight of hand allows you to interact with the bait without activating the trigger. The rune tips the vat onto the triggering creature, who must make a DC 15 saving throw, taking 15 D10 necrotic damage or half as much on a success. Okay. What is this? What? What about the true polymorph? Alright, let's keep going. A successful DC 15 Wisdom Perception check lets a creature spot the vat and the hidden rune. Once found, a creature can disable the rune with a successful DC 15 Arcana check, or with Dispel Magic. But what? Where's the... What? Where's the polymorph? Did I miss it? Maybe it's typo? I don't know. Yeah, feels like maybe a misprint? Because, like, that's disintegration. Let's see. Is there another pink card? Pooling puddle problem. Alright, let's check this one out real quick. Let's see. Honestly, these ideas are cool, but I feel like we gotta pump those numbers way, way up. For level 17, gotta pump those numbers way up. Pump them up. Pump them all the way. I mean, honestly, if they've got a rogue in the party at level 17, you probably shouldn't bother with traps at that point. This passageway ends at a small area with an old well. Water steadily dripping into it from above. A tripwire is strung across the puddle farthest from the well. A creature that breaks the tripwire alerts the lurking elementals. The well is home to 2 water elementals, that's adorable, who erupt from the well and attack all other creatures. If reduced to 0 hit points, the elementals collapse into small puddles. They will not leave the area and return to dormancy after 24 hours. I wouldn't really say against level 17 people that this is a deadly trap by any stretch of the imagination. A successful DC 20 Intelligence Arcana Nature check or Wisdom Survival check reveals clues that the water coming from the well is behaving strangely, indicative of an elemental. Alright. Wait. This sounds interesting. Telestairs. Alright. Let's see. A formidable spiral staircase is strewn with bones and scraps of armor. Written in blood at the bottom step is a passage from a demonic text, written in infernal. Okay, so we're all over the place with this. Any non-undead that uses the stairs triggers the traps. A triggering creature must succeed a DC 20 Charisma saving throw or be teleported somewhere else in the dungeon. Usually a prison of some sort. Yeah, Serac goes in for these hard. Teleport traps. Let's see. A creature that succeeds on a DC 20 Intelligence Religion check recognizes the text and understands the nature of the trap when viewed with Detect Magic. The stairs have an aura of conjuration magic. The spellcaster can disrupt the enchantment on the stairs with a successful DC 20 Intelligence Arcana check. A Dispel Magic DC 19 will also disable the traps. Okay, that's kind of cool. Alright. I like how flavorful they are. I don't feel like... I mean, they're interesting. But I don't feel like they're deadly. I don't know. Maybe I've seen too much and done too much to be frightened by these. Oh, here we go. We've got... Yeah, here's the card that it's supposed to be. Froggy Floor. There we go. Magical Trap. The floor of this chamber is a beautiful mosaic of a frog. Yes, there's a little bit of a misprint there. Okay. This has a glyph that permanently turns you into a frog. Okay. So that's kind of cool. I do like polymorph. Especially true polymorph that sucks. It's good stuff. Alright. Yeah. I like the traps. I need to make a bigger effort, I think, to have more traps in the dungeon. And now that I could just draw traps from a deck, it will be no thing to do so. And look, we got every flippin' level's covered. It's fantastic. All right. Overall, very, very happy with the cards. Very happy with them. Obviously, you need to, like, use them as a guideline and not as a biblical text, or you will be sad. But yeah, Cadenix, I guess while we have a desk camera, before we adjourn, I can show you some dice, I guess. Hold on. Let's see. Alright. These are, of course, by no stretch of the imagination, all my dice, but these are some dice. So, we got this bad boy from Extra Life last year. It is metal and resin. It's got a little Extra Life symbol on it, which is kind of cool. It's even got little buttons on the controller. I don't know. It's pretty nice. I'm not a huge fan of metal dice because they sort of, like, destroy everything, but it's weighty. It weighs a lot. It's heavy. So, let's see. All my D8s that I like to use are from a game that came out in, like, 1996 called, Dragon Dice, I think. And it was like a dice rolling game where you built an army of dice and you fought other people's dice. I don't know. It was a thing. They were like D12s that were dragons, and the different parts of the D12 had, like, dragon body parts and shit. Anyways, the D8s were super chonky and really, really nice. Nice, big, chonky D8s. So, I really like them. This, like, was all the different stuff that it would do in the game. But you could actually just use them as D8s, so that was the main draw of the game for me, was just collecting the D8s. Let's see. This is the D4 from yesterday I was talking about that is flat on top. See how he's flat on top? Isn't that crazy? I don't know. Kind of blows my mind. Yeah. So anyways, there's my flat D4. Let's see. I picked up, like, the Critical Role dice from Series 1. So there's Grog. He's got, like, a little mug. There we go. And there's Pike's die. It's got, like, a little book or some shit. All I know is these two dice roll really, really well. So they're the only ones I use from that set. Because I don't really care about any of the characters. I really like Scanlan, obviously, but his die it just rolls terrible, so I don't use it. Let's see. Oh yeah, here's my D3. Because who wants to, you know, divide a D6? So yeah, it's got 1, 2, and 3. See, it's a D3. Let's see. What else we got? I think most of my other dice are up on a shelf somewhere, but oh yeah, I picked these up. These are pretty neat. They have little skulls inside of them. See, it's hard to tell, but there's like a little skull inside this die. It's like blood and a skull. And there's like a whole set of them where they got like little skulls inside. There he is. I know. I thought they were cute. And then there's these dice that have eyeballs. See? So all the dice in this set have like a weird monster eyeball inside them that looks out at you. So I thought that was kind of cool. Yeah. But all my other neat dice I think are packed up right now because pandemic. There was like no reason to have them all out. So, all right. Anyways, that is the decks that Nord Games sent over. They did send a whole bunch of digital stuff to check out too. We used one of them yesterday for world building, which was awesome. I'm going to go through and check out the other stuff. One of the books that I have from them that I really enjoyed was, I think it was called Hordes or something like that. It's basically a book about goblins, hobgoblins, and bugbears, which if you run Red Hand of Doom, it's kind of like the ultimate companion book for Red Hand of Doom, because that's almost all the bad guys in that. So, That one's definitely worth checking out. Yeah, so that's about it. I'm happy that the desk setup is working. I think it'd be kind of cool to maybe do some painting or something. Might be neat. I don't know. We'll have to see. So, anyways, I'll put it in chat one more time. If you liked any of these cards or are curious about any of these cards, you can go check them out. Here is a link to follow. If, again, you're using Roll20, you're in luck because almost all these cards are available through the Roll20 marketplace, and they're already set up as cards that you could use, which is amazing. So still no card support officially for Foundry. I know there's a card mod that came out. I haven't had a chance to check it out. But the print and play might be a good option for that. And I don't know, maybe if things go well for Foundry, they might just, start selling all the cards for Foundry too. That'd be awesome. We'll have to see. All right, I'll be back at 8, so less than an hour from now, to play some Rime of the Frost Maiden with Dom. Cinderclaw is going to be streaming the game. I'll be hosting his stream, and we'll be, I don't know what we're doing tonight. Hopefully not dying horribly and getting back to town so we can level up, which would be amazing. Tomorrow we're going to be doing Skull and Shackles. There won't be a stream tomorrow. I got prior engagement with the day job, so that's going to take me all the way until Skull and Shackles time. Friday, we're going to dig into some Incarnate and make some maps. Saturday, nothing's planned. And Sunday, everything starts over again with some Mythic Odyssey. So, thank you everybody for hanging out. Really glad that this lamp didn't fall on my head and that I didn't cut myself with the blade. And very, very, very happy with all these new cards to enhance my game. So, thank you everybody for hanging out, and I'll see you next time.